Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Mila Braika. I'm looking at a couple of texts or verses from Malachi and then also Isaiah, and that also will bring us to Ephesians. Ephesians calls us to arise, to wake up, and now all of these are referenced to God calling those who have passed to the dust, those who have gone into the dust, those who have gone into the depths of the earth. God calls them out, and so these calls are made now, but of course we know that that will be fulfilled at the time of judgment. So awake, sing for joy. Kitsu ve ra nenu. Okay, the Shema is going to be pronounced for the nun here. The nun has been doubled because of the Dagish, and say ra ninu. Often see this rini also, but ra ninu, and then sing for joy. Let's sing out loudly with lots of pep, lots of energy here. Raninu, ring. You can hear it in the word. And we're here in Malachi 4, verse 1. Ki hine hayom ba boer katana anur katanur. Okay, Atna. So closes off this first phrase right here. Logical division of the whole passage, incidentally, if you're doing the whole full Mashara thing. But this one will be standing by itself. Kihine, behold, Hayom, the day, Ba is coming. Boer, and it's burning, Boer, flaming, burning. Ka tanur, as an oven. Even modern Hebrew, you have tanur as an oven. So I learned this for ancient Hebrew. It works well also in modern Hebrew. Tanur. And vehiu, and it will be kozedim, then all of the proud, the arrogance, ones, plural here, masculine plural. Kol and all, two, but these are both two. Kol and kol, closed on accent syllables are going to be an O rather than an A. Kol ose, all those doing, making, risha, those doing evil stuff. Cuts as a stubble, they will be. So this is hayu as stubble. So all of these things here will be like stubble, very flammable stuff. Okay, bomb. And why? For to be burned. Boom, to be burned. Otam, those things. All these guys up here closed into this particular personal pronoun here, plural. Hayom, and the day. And then when you put an article in front of a yom, in that day, and that day points to the day of judgment. So that's a big day coming when things get all sorted out. So Hayom Haba, that comes. Amar says Yehovah, Jehovah, Shebaot, Jehovah of the hosts, of the heavenly hosts, all powers. Okay, Yehovah Shebaot. Asher, and this might also be the host of the angels, okay? Shebaot Asher, which Lo Yatzav will not left to them, not be abandoned to them or left to them. Lehem, to them, okay? Again, back to the same referencing here of Otam and Lehem, and these are back to all of these bad guys. Will not be left to them. Shoresh, that is root. Shoresh. There's a well-known organization in Israel called Shoresh, and that means root of how you're finding at the base of what things happening. So Shoresh. But here's the root of people, and you won't have anything at all below you, no root at all. Enough, and nor any branch. So no root, no branch, nothing left to you. So just nothing. You're out here. Your cuts, your stubble, your fire. You're going to be burned up and blown off into the breezes. Malachi 4 verse 2. Zerach. Okay, Zerach is to spread out. And I did draw myself a little diagram here of how that's happening. We're talking about Shemesh. Okay, the Shemesh, that is the sun, like a shining sun. Sadikah, of righteousness. Shines out, okay, is brilliant, rising, okay, right. So the rays of the sun shine out, and they're also all kanafecha, okay. There's a plural here, kanaf. These are called the wings, okay. So rays and wings here, somewhat similar things going on with the sun, So the rays come out in the early morning, and those are considered like wings over us and protection. And here it's for healing. Zerah lechem, and then it will shine over to them. Yireh Shemo, those who fear my name. Shemesh, the sun. Now, many cases this is plural, or yeah, not this is put in uppercase just to talk of God as the Son of Righteousness. So Shemesh, Sadiq of righteousness. And then here shall rise, Zerah shall shine out its rays. Okay. And this for why? Marfe, marfe, and marpe as to for healing. Okay. Be kanafecha in your wings, in its wings. Okay, in its wings. So this sun has healing in its wings. And the second person plural here of the ending here. Ve yitztem, ve pishtem, and you shall go out and you'll be leaping. Ke agale, as calves, me ra bek, from the stall. So I grew up on a farm, and we would have cattle inside through the winter. It was really, really cold up there in Canada. Ooh, whoa, freezing. 40 below weather. So you keep everybody inside. In the spring, March, mid-March, the breeze is blowing through. It's beautiful out. The grass is starting to grow, something to eat outside in the pastures. And at that point, you pop open that door of that stall, and off they go. They're jumping all over the place. Even elderly cows will do that. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun to see animals going out onto the fields in the spring when there's green grass for them. And then Isaiah 26:19, and this is again resurrection here. Theme, I'm following this through the resurrection theme here. Vehayu metecham, and then it will be that you're dead. No, ne valita, and their bodies. Yekomun, okay, they will be rising up. They rise up. Yekomun. Yekumun, okay, they rising up. Plural ending here. Emphatic nun hanging on the end here. So apps call these things paragogic, but call it emphatic. So Yekomum, they are rising up. Ha kitsu, and then they. This is a call. And this is a petition hortatory here. Awake, kitsu. So anyway, I was looking at this kitsu. If you go kitsor, that's to harvest. So you're raising up the harvest. You're raising up the plants that you're cutting off and raising up. Hakitsu, and this is to raise up, get up, awake. Hakitsu. Raninu, and sing for a lot of joy. Okay, sing out with joy. Sing out with a lot of gusto. Okay, raninu. Shokene, those who living. Afar, in the dust. We'll find this one in Genesis 3, even there. Afar is dust with the double comments. If you see it with a double acidic, it's ashes, but same roots. But this one's dust. Okay, afar. And again, just as I mentioned in Genesis, when we pass away in this life, we go into the dust. And now here the call is to, hey, we're calling you out of that dust. And this is a call to awaken, rise from the dust. This is a call of Jehovah, calling those who fear him to arise from the dust. And we know that that's a very true thing on the day of judgment. Kitan, because as tal is the dew, oriot, the shining morning dew, okay, or orot, or is light, the lighting dew. And there's enormous contrast between dust, okay, and afar, okay, which has no shine to it, as just lays in the ground, and so forth, and the dew, which is on the plants and bright and shining and often green because of it's reflecting the light through the plants. That tal is a sign of life. So ki tal orot, the sign of light, or the dew of light. Talach lights you up, will be your dew. Okay, and notice here you have tal, that's dew of light, is your dew. Okay, is the one that's shining for you. So this kind of shining stuff that comes from life was something that God is promising us. Well, aretz in the earth. Tifla, we're going to jump here to the verb here. To fall will cast up, or boom, boom. It can be in a sense of making fall down or making fall up here. Tapil. Raphaim, the departed spirits. Raphaim. Okay, we'll find that as a place name also in the Bible. Those are departed spirits. These are, and we're talking here about those who are dead, those who have gone from this life. Jehovah puts out the call to have the earth spit them back to us. So, yeah, beautiful picture here of those who have fallen in the Lord will be brought back, and they were brought back as dew. They were brought back as living entities before Jehovah. It's a tremendous promise of the resurrection, and we see that affirmed many, many times also in the teaching of Jesus, and in the teaching we find also we have a resurrection. Jesus is the resurrection of life, and we have this resurrection through the power of Jesus, and when He conquered death for us. And now we have here in Ephesians 5, verse 11 and 14 through 14, and this is a call to those who are in Christ. Take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. There's lots of evil in the world. Okay? Now, we saw that in Malachi 4, verse 1, the passage we were looking at. Whoa, all these guys will go into judgment. It's shameful and evil to speak of the things that they do in secret. But when anything is exposed by the light, or looking at the dew of light here, orot, it becomes visible. For anything that becomes visible is light, is or, and the light comes from God, comes from, He is our light. Okay. Therefore it says, and then here, this is a very brief quote, just a very short, small section that Ephesians is quoting from Isaiah, and it's katsu, okay, awake, O sleeper, Yidan, arise from incidentally, there's two or three things pulled together here. We have, this one comes from Isaiah, this one from Malachi, and so this quote right here is actually a conjunction of various sections from the Old Testament. It's a pretty complex thing to sort all of these sources here, but there it is. It all comes from the Old Testament, certain portions of it. And awake, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and then the Christ will shine on you. Okay, and notice that the Son of Righteousness that has the rays coming out and his wings coming over you, kanafecha, that is Christ also on us. So Christ is shining on us, and He is providing healing in His wings, and also resurrection of those who have fallen into the dust. So a beautiful promise, and we are very much heartened to see this and know it's very true for those who are followers of Christ. When you're not a follower of Christ, boom, the fires of where the stubble and all the stuff gets burned. If you are of Christ, no, you've gone into the dust, and you will be drawn from that dust, and you will be restored to a complete body, a glorified body before the Lord. We see that promise made by Jesus to His apostles, and it also extends to us. And most certainly, I invite you to become a follower of Christ and believe in Him, and gain the confidence you need to live a life of service and a life of hope that you have through the work of Christ. So God bless, and until the next time.